Hey everyone, my name is Mitesh Chalapa from Bibliomaniac Cinephile, and this video is a special one for us because this is our very first video on a book. The book we are going to talk about is The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and this book is the winner of the category of Mystery and Thrillers of Goodreads Choice Awards of 2020. The design of the cover is so minimal, like the whole cover is just white with the text in red and just a silhouette of an island, as you can see here and here. So let us read the synopsis on the back of the cover. Each has a secret, each has a motive. Off the windswept Irish coast, guests gather for the wedding of the year. The setting is spectacular, the atmosphere alive. But as the guests toast the golden couple, Jules and Will, dark secrets begin to spill. And the wedding cake has barely been cut when someone is found dead. As the storm unleashes its fury on the island, everyone is trapped and the killer circulates among the guests. It starts with a party, it'll end in a murder. So there is this grand wedding happening on an island in Ireland, okay, and the wedding cake has just been cut and someone is dead. So this is the very first book from Lucy Foley that I am reading, and it was a quick one for me. It is a classic whodunit story. As you go into the book, maybe for the lovers of mystery and thriller, you might be able to predict to an extent as to what is going to happen in the book. The book is told from multiple point of view. If you want a quick book, quick read, a good book which has all the secrets and stuff, and as you go on it will spill out all the details, you will definitely love this one. So if you have not read The Guest List, I 100% recommend you to stop watching this video and go back and read the book and come back to see what I am going to discuss about the book, because I am going into much detail talking about what all has happened in the book. And so bye bye non-spoilery people. There is one piece of information that I have withheld so far, and now I would like to give it to you all, that this book is not just a classic whodunit story, but also you have to predict who really dies. As I kept reading the book, I thought, now I was 40% in, now I was 50% in, now at least they will tell us who actually died. But no, Lucy Foley did a good job by withholding that information and making us think who actually died and who actually did it. So obviously the plot required for it, and since we are still here watching the video, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, because the plot actually required for the story to not reveal it in the beginning, because every character had to be shown in much detail as to how twisted each character is, and maybe anybody could have died and anybody could have killed anyone. That's the whole point of the story. Let's talk about the characters. The first character that I'm going to talk about is Jules. Jules is the bride, and Jules owns an online magazine platform called The Download. She's a self-made woman, and she has a lot of dreams, and she wants her wedding to be perfect, and she would go to any extent to keep it that way. Now, Jules received a note which wasn't marked, like there was no name on it. It just said that she should not marry Will. Now, I don't remember the exact line because I read this book around 2 to 3 months ago, but basically that's what it said, that she should not marry Will. Now, she's bothered about it and she hasn't told anyone about it. She's keeping it to herself. And about Will, I am going to talk next. Now, Will is the groom, and he's shown as a celebrity like Bear Grylls. He has his own show where he is often put into situations, and he has to escape, he has to survive. Will is shown as a very charismatic man, and people are always attracted to him because he is just so cool. He likes being the center of attraction. Okay, the next person is Aofi, and I don't know if I am pronouncing her name right. Aofi is the wedding planner, and she lives on that island with her husband Freddie, and she is the wedding planner, and she is a very active, confident woman, and she likes to have challenges, and she thinks of a marriage as a day which 24 hours of time that she can control and bring happiness to other people. Okay, the next character is Hannah, and she is mentioned as the plus one. Hannah is Charlie's wife, and Hannah keeps stressing on the fact that her life has become a bit boring. Her life has become quite normal as compared to what it was before she met Charlie. One more bit of information, that Hannah is attracted to Will, and she watches his show without telling Charlie, because Charlie certainly thinks that Will is not a good choice for Jules. Okay, the next character is Olivia, and she's the bridesmaid. Olivia is Jules's half sister, and she seems to be suffering from depression. It is shown that she recently got out of a relationship with a guy named Caleb. Jules certainly thinks that this breakup is the reason behind her acting this way, but there seems to be something more to the story, and not just the breakup being the cause of it. And the next character is Jono, the best man. Okay, let me mention again. I don't know if I'm messing up with the names, but bear with me. So Jono is the best man here. Like he has been Will's friend from since his school days, and Jono believes that he is the reason behind Will's success, because Jono was a rock climbing instructor. Jono certainly believes that he is the one who taught Will everything about surviving and rock climbing and all that rough stuff. Jono is a bit careless and doesn't do things right. Okay, so I'm done talking about the characters. Now, for those who have read the book, you might believe that I have not mentioned a lot of characters. Still, a lot of characters are missing. Yes, because I'm only mentioned those whose point of view we read in the book, and these are the only important ones that I should be talking about. Others are not so very important. So let's get into the details. For that, let me make some connections. These connections will help you understand the story in much detail. So the first connection goes as such: Will, Jono, school, papers, loner, survival, and death. Now let me explain this whole connection. Will, Jono went to the same school, and that school's name is Trevelyan. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's called Trevelyan. And there, Will and Jono have stolen some question papers, from the headmaster's office, who is Will's father himself. And so they have stolen these papers, and then this boy called Loner. Now, his name is obviously not Loner, his name is Darcy, who he practically worships Will and wants to stick with him as a friend. So what happens is, when Will and Jono steal these papers, Loner finds out about it, because Jono had asked Loner to clean his room, and Loner finds these papers around Will's bed, I guess. Yeah. So Will comes to know about it, and he talks Loner out of it and sends him off. Now, the next part, that is survival. So in the school Trevelyan, there is a long running tradition, a game I should say, which they called as survival. So these students live in a campus, in a hostel, right? So what happens is, one night they pick up some child, and these boys pick up some child and tie his hands, legs and eyes, and take him far away, and put them somewhere else, and and they come back expecting that they would survive the night and come back to the hostel or school, whatever it is. That is the whole game. It is about survival. So Will and Jono kidnap, I should say, Loner, and take him to a place and tie him up, and they come back. Next morning, what they find out is that Loner has died, because he could not survive the night, and he was put in a place where you get high tides, and before untying himself, he became a victim of the sea. The next connection is Will, Alice, breakup, leak, suicide, and Hannah. So now let me explain this one. Will and Alice are in a relationship, and they both study in the same college. So Alice has broke up with Will, and Will doesn't take it well, and he ends up leaking videos and photos taken during their intimate period, and which was done intentionally by him. And Alice could not cope up with it, and she just commits suicide. Coincidentally, Alice is Hannah's younger sister. Now let's go to the third connection. Olivia, breakup, fake names, sex, abortion. So let me explain this one as well. Olivia goes through a breakup with Caleb, and she is quite devastated, and she goes to live with Jules for a few days. For a change in her life, she picks up some fake name, goes online and meets up some random guy. That guy is a bit older to her. They meet, sparks fly, all the intimate stuff happens, and one day she plans to take him to a party which is organized by Jules, but then she doesn't feel well, so he sends her back. Later she finds out that she is pregnant with his child, and she tells him about it, but then boom, he just ghosts her, and she can't handle the pressure. She ends up telling her mother Araminta about it. Her mother takes Olivia to a clinic, and Olivia gets an abortion. Let's go for the next connection. This is a bit easy one. This is a short one. That is Will, Jules, and Olivia. Now I am pretty sure you might have understood what actually happened, but let me get into the detail. So Will and Jules have met, they have fallen in love, and they plan to get married, and so they decide to meet Jules's family, that is her mother and her sister. So her sister, that is Olivia. This is where the twist comes in. Olivia is shocked when she sees Will as Jules's fiance, only to find out that the guy she's been intimate with, whose child she just got aborted, was actually Will. Now Will acts like he doesn't even know Olivia, and he just smiles and introduces himself. So I guess you see the connection there. Let me go on with the next connection. Will, Loner, and Aofi. Now again, this one is quite easy. You must have understood what actually happened. From the first connection, if you remember, Loner was killed because of the game Survival, which Will was the reason to start with. Will is getting married on an island whose wedding planner is Aofi, and Aofi's little brother was Loner, that is Darcy, and you see the connection, right? All the connections are done. You know who is in all the connections, who is the reason for everything that has happened with everyone's lives. Can you still guess? I'm pretty sure you will be able to guess who actually gets killed. I am obviously not going to reveal who actually did the deed, but since you have read the book, you pretty much know everything, and I have deliberately withheld a lot of information, and I have not gone into much detail. I just wanted to discuss the connections and what really happened and what all really happened. So this is it. Like I mentioned earlier, that at the starting of the video, I really loved this book, and it was a quick one for me. It is quite small, yeah, 370 pages, not even 400 pages. So it was a quick one for me. I really loved the book. It was amazing. I had to predict who actually did it. Maybe I did get I could maybe predict a bit what was going to happen, but yes, obviously I had to guess who actually did it, because everyone has the reason to do it. It was amazing. It was amazing. That's what I have to say about this book. I hope you loved this video. If you did, please tell us in the comment section below, and press that like button. And thank you for all the support that you have given us so far. And this book is the very first book that we have discussed on this channel, and there are many more books to come, many more videos on it. Stay tuned for it. We are coming up with great content. Thank you for all the support. Please share this video if you like it. Press the like button, share it with your friends, your family, your relatives, and comment below what you think. If you have any suggestions, please tell us in the comments below, and please subscribe to our channel. Catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.